ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you all to another edition of Wayne's Perspective, where we operate in discipline, decency, integrity, and respect. And I'm coming through with another video just for you. Okay, y'all. So before I get started, I just want to go over a couple of things. So it may not sound like it, but I'm actually not in too good of a mood because just a few short hours ago, as of this recording, I was attempting to do this reaction video, but for some strange reason, my internet connection want to have some technical difficulties, not at the beginning of the video, not in the middle of the video, but right towards the end when I was just about to finish it, and it totally screwed everything up. I was not happy about that. So of course, I did some stuff, and now coming back on here with a second attempt to get this particular video done. So who knows, maybe it'll come out better the second time around. So man, the internet, bless his heart. But we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. So that's that part. And then next up, to all of those who have been continuing to check out my content, and everybody who has commented, and everybody who has subscribed recently, I just want to send my hats off to you, even though y'all know I don't wear hats. But again, for all of the love and support thus far, and doing your part in making the channel grow, as well as the encouragement to keep up the content and all things of that nature, I just want to say thank you again. All of the support is very appreciated. And of course, I hope everyone is doing okay. It is currently June 4th, 2024. It is actually 10:06 p.m. in Richmond, Virginia. So with all that being said, like I said, I hope everyone is doing okay. I'm doing just fine. Outside of the technical difficulties with my internet earlier, no complaints on my end. I had a good working day. The time moved by fast in one end and slowed up on other ends, but overall, a decent work day. And again, I'm just taking every day one day at a time and living life the best way I know how. And I hope all of you are doing the same. So let's hope we can get through this video without any technical difficulties or anything close to it, because like I said, I was on a roll with the initial video, and now here we are with the second attempt. So let us pray. So with all that being said, today's reaction video is going to be courtesy of Miss Mona D. Shout out to her. From a married woman's perspective, she always comes with good content. So shout out to her. If you haven't followed her already, go ahead and do so. Like I said, she gives very good perspectives from a married woman's point of view. And, I've been following her for quite some time. And we're going to check out one of her videos today, and fair usage for the video, fair usage. Now, as most of you know, that there are some things that really gets under my skin, or should I say, I have a list of things that really bug me when it comes to people, to be honest with you. And this video is going to be talking about quote unquote side chick culture. At one point I was like, I don't know where this comes from, but after thinking about it for a bit, not too long, the side chick culture comes from comes from two places, and two places only, even if it's not directly. That would be social media and reality TV. And like I said in the previous video, social media just has our women, mostly our women, in this warped way of viewing reality, and we're still seeing it in real time. And quite frankly, it's going to be like that, for some time to come, unless all of us make a change. It starts with them, but overall as a community, we got a part to play in that. But getting back to the side chick thing, I do not understand why it's so celebrated. I do not understand why our community, for the most part, celebrates it like it's something to be proud of, when at the end of the day it's not. And this particular video from Mona D is going to explain just why. So with all due, here I go again. I'm about to say, with all due respect, bless my heart. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this video. And again, shout out to Mona D. And again, subscribe to her if you haven't already done so. So I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared, and we're going to take a look at this foolishness, y'all. Man, here we go.
Well, I'm the side chick, remember? So. Wait,
but you're trying to graduate, though, right?
We thought you wanted to graduate to be the main chick. I can't. Huh? See, it's difficult and it's complicated. He has a wife. Yes.
I was trying not to take it there, because baby girl, I hate to say it, but your self-worth is low. You got the audacity, baby, to come to the microphone and ask us, what is it going to take for you to leave somebody that you knowingly belongs to somebody else? And then she also said, but I love him. You love him more than you love yourself. That's one thing that I do, peep. There is no amount of money, no amount of riches, no amount of nothing for a man to be able to put you in second place. But my problem is I think you put yourself in second place, because sometimes we come in and we want to please people so bad because we want to be accepted that we put these people on a pedestal and we make them superior and we make ourselves inferior. So they're going to keep on treating you like you inferior. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to get this passionate, but when you wake up and then you go and brush your teeth in the morning and you sit there and say, I'm a side chick. How does that make you feel? When you go through your day, when you texting this man, when you talking to this man in the car because he can't talk to you in front of his wife. When this man is on a business trip, he can't talk to you in the presence of his own home. In this man's own kingdom, you are a peasant. You're not allowed to come into this man's kingdom.
All right, so before Miss Mona D gets started, I want to say a shout out to Mrs. Kitty. You know, every video that I've seen of her, she gives it to you raw. I mean, no filter, no BS, no nothing. She tells it like it is, and like she always does in those clips, she tells these ladies not what they want to hear, but tells them what they need to hear. And again, shout out to her. You know, I wish she had a separate YouTube channel. I think they do have a YouTube channel where it's just like a variety of all their clips, but the clips are short. I need to research that and see if I can find it, because I need to follow that one. I think I was followed at one point, but then I unsubscribed because the clips were so short. But like I said, I need to research that and go ahead and subscribe again, because I mean, she be dropping some serious knowledge, and it's not just her, but all of the people that she has on that little respective panel. I mean, they be giving it to them, and like I said, they tell these ladies, and sometimes the men, but mostly the ladies, they tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So shout out to Kitty for that. So we're going to go ahead and get into Miss Mona.
And y'all, this is crazy, but she said nothing but the
okay. That part.
The way that this woman is behaving and interacting, I already knew the answer to the question that she had. I don't know if she thought that any of these particular women were going to validate that. 3 wives, right? Or 3 women in relationships, 2 wives and 1 is in a relationship. I'm just kind of guessing because I know they kind of rotate some of the women. But the bottom line is this: any woman who respects and values her marriage, and we know how women we are territorial. And so, you know, men are too, but understand this. 1, I don't think it's okay for husbands to cheat on their wives, just like I don't think it's okay for wives to cheat on their husbands. I don't think that that's okay. But for you to be an adult woman dealing with a man that you have to wait until him and his wife are done taking care of their business, taking care of their family, doing all the things that they have to do, and you get to be the leftover woman. You are the side piece. You are like that side dish. He has the main course with his wife, and you are the side. He gonna get around to you when he gets to you, but he gonna finish that main course. You can't feel good about yourself.
That is true. So again, Miss Mona D, she telling it like it is too. So again, you cannot be proud of yourself when you're in a position like that.
We talk a lot of.
Excuse me, and she made a good analogy regarding, you know, the main course and the side course. You know, main dish, side dish, and all that stuff. You know, the man in this case is going to treat you as such. You know, and it boggles the mind as to why any self-respecting person would want to be in a position like that. I mean, you know what it is now. Let's not just jump on the woman here now. We got to call the man out too, because you married. You should not have a side piece in any situation, you know, and that go both ways, you know. But in this case, you know, they both made the decision to do this, you know, and hopefully the wife doesn't find out, because if the wife finds out, we already know where it is. But again, getting to this lady on this, you know, not the lady on the screen right now, but the lady in the audience. I mean, you cannot be happy or satisfied with being in this position. And why it's so celebrated and championed like it's such a good thing, it's crazy to me, you know. But again, good points that Mona made here regarding the position, you know, the main entree versus the, you know, the side course, you know. I mean, good comparison there, so to speak.
about on these platforms online, a lot of women talk about we're not doing any settling. You know, we have these standards, but what type of standard does this woman have?
None.
Like she's saying here, you are willing to be a second place participant or loser because you know this man's circumstances and you know where he would place you at every single time.
That is true. And let me step in here again. You see, that's another thing regarding, you know, the place that you're in. Now, you have to know somewhere along the way, the man is not going to leave his wife for you. And then when that happens, then what you going to do? You know, then it's going to be all men ain't ish. You know, y'all heard it before. And you can't blame all men just for the choices that you made. You have to hold yourself accountable for putting yourself in this position. I mean, come on now.
You could not wake up and feel good about the position and the role that you put yourself in. And then we sit and we stay in these relationships as if that man's going to leave. He's not going to leave his wife. Not an excuse to his behavior, but we're talking about what women do and how we move and we operate. And also, this brings me back to the point about sisterhood. I keep telling y'all, there is no sisterhood.
That is true. I'm pausing it again because, you know, Mona D and other content creators like her, especially those who are wives, they've been saying this for like the past year or two. There is no sisterhood. No matter how much they want to make us think that there's one, there isn't one. You know, now they may come back and say that it's a sisterhood only when it benefits them. But when you turn the other page, so to speak, is no such thing. There's no such thing as a sisterhood. And they keep proving us right continuously. And in present day 2024, we're still seeing it in real time. There is no sisterhood, not at all.
There's no real sisterhood because any woman that cared about other women would not voluntarily enter into someone else's marriage. Again, we are not saying that this married man is absolved from his responsibility, but you know that this man is married and you're still choosing to enter into and to search yourself into married folks' business.
And another thing that I want to know is, I've heard this before, that sometimes when it comes to married men, women find them more attractive. I think I've heard something like that before. And my question then and now is why? What makes going after a married man such a good thing, such a thing that you want to pursue? Never mind this man's union with his wife. I mean, I never understood that. And then again, I don't think I've ever heard men sitting around saying it's an attractive thing to go after a woman that's married. You know, now y'all know me. I think I told this story on my channel before, that married women, even before I got in my relationship that I'm in now, married women was so off limits to me. And I made no secret about that. You know, I avoided them like the plague because trying to, you know, get with one, so to speak, that's only going to cause more, you know, pain and drama and all that stuff. And at this point in my life, and I'm sure others, you know, as men, we don't need that, you know, and vice versa. I'm sure it's women that don't need that as well. And I go back to the example that I told on my show before, back in, I believe, either April or May of 2022. At a point, I was working 2 jobs. And when I got off of my full-time one, I went to Walmart to go grab something. Then I happened to notice a woman that was getting out of her car, and based on what she was wearing, it looks like she was in the gym, and based on her body, she was fit, but she was still thick with it too, and she was cute, you know. And I was thinking to myself, man, when I go in that store, I'm gonna track her down because I got to get her name and number. So once I got in there and, you know, killed some time, I eventually walked past her. And when I walked past her, what did I see? A wedding ring. And once I saw that, you know, I went on about my business and I left. Now, had she spoke to me or vice versa, yeah, I would have spoke back, but that would have been it, you know. And fellas, we know that ring when we see it, you know, and there's no use in trying to engage in a conversation because she's a married woman, you know, and it doesn't matter whether she's married happily or married but going through something, but married but it's complicated. No, you got a ring on. I stay far away from them as possible. And men, you should too. Never, ever, ever waste your time with a woman that's married. And ladies, we got to keep telling y'all, leave married men alone. It's no good that's going to come from that. Let's keep it going with Mona D.
You are wrong. You are wrong for that. And I don't think it's anything wrong with what she said. I know y'all don't like how people say things. It doesn't matter how we say things to each other.
Okay, I'm pausing again, y'all. Pardon me, but like I said, Mona D, she's firing on all cylinders here. Now, I don't have any issue with how Miss Kitty came at the woman because, you know, y'all can tag this if you will, or do whatever you must. But remember that I said this. It is 2024. We're not in the sugarcoating business, okay? When it comes to these ladies, they not only need to get information like this with a serious tone, but they also need to be told, you know, what it is. You know, don't tell them what they want to hear. Tell them what they need to hear. And Miss Kitty, she's been on fire in comments like this, you know, or should I say clips like this, just like one of the other clips that went viral a couple of months back when it was another lady in the audience, and I believe she said she had 7 or 8 kids, and she wanted to know if it was still possible for her to find a high value man. And Miss Kitty at the end told her, you know, she just needed to, you know, work it out with the baby father. You know, now had I had my YouTube channel at that point, I definitely would have talked about that video. And at the end of the video, she shook her head like, you know, thanks, but no thanks, you know. So that video, you know, she told her what she needed to hear, not what she wanted to hear. And ain't nobody going to co-sign foolishness. And I think we're slowly but surely getting to the point when it comes to foolishness, especially when it involves us, you know, people that look like me, people that look like Mona D, we're, you know, disregarding the nonsense. We're not going to champion or celebrate foolishness. We just not. And in this case with the side chick, I mean, that's foolishness on his face, you know. So no, Miss Kitty, no, you don't have to sugarcoat this, and nobody else should either, because no, you don't have to outright be nasty and disrespectful. No, that's not the case here. But at the same time, we're all grown, we're adults. You know, we got to get it the way that we're supposed to get it. You treat kids and talk to kids like they're kids. You respond to adults like they're adults, and it's different. You know, yes, they're ladies, but you know, we're not dealing with delicate flowers here. We're dealing with grown ass adults. It's as simple as that. We
can say it as sweet as possible. It doesn't matter. We don't ever like to be told the truth. Now, there are some women that might say, hey, girl, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you're getting out of it. And who knows? You know, she probably will accept any piece of a man instead of her putting forth the work to get and secure the man for her. Get her own husband, not anybody else's husband.
Right.
You think that this man, because he might be treating you to a little something here and there, giving you a couple of dollars, that you are okay with that. And you really believe that he is going to switch up and he's going to be better. Peasant behavior. But let's read some of these comments over here. So here someone says, and this is Randy's comment actually, she says the finger pointing at the end, yes. And then I said, and she gonna stick beside him. You see how she laughed at the end? She took nothing that she said seriously.
She sure didn't. And again, like I always say on my channel, you see, because everything is a damn joke, right? You know, and of course, no, everything that she said probably went in one ear, not the other. Now, just imagine if that woman on stage, Miss Kitty, imagine if she was a different type of woman and she co-signed the foolishness. The response would be different, but you see, she's a woman of substance, so she's not going to co-sign this foolishness. And again, she rightly told her what it is, told her what she needed to hear, not what she wanted to hear. And again, it's a very, very true difference there. Very true difference. And yeah, I can imagine it probably went in one ear and not the other. It probably did.
She wasn't even serious when she came up here because she already knew that she was going to continue to be the chick in the background. She never had any intent on changing. And that's typically how it is. They're going to continue and run its course until one or two things happen. Until that man cuts her off, I should say. Or she may really get the point and she gets tired. So she's not tired enough.
And I said this, what'll probably likely happen in this situation is no, she's not going to make the first move to cut him off. The man is going to cut her off either when the wife starts to get a sense that something ain't right, or the man just pretty much, you know, and I'm not, you know, saying this in a bad way, but he just decided that, okay, enough is enough. He's going to focus on his wife and he's going to kick her to the curb, you know. But then again, the woman, she put herself in the position. And again, the man, he made the decision too. So it goes both ways. It's not just all on the man and it's not all on the woman. And you see a chick like that, when she faced that fate, what'll happen is she's one of them chicks that'll either end up on the Kendra G show or the Ashley Dalton show saying what she will and won't settle for. The man needs to make 6 figures. If he wants to come see her, he need to be able to travel. And she got all these newfound standards out of nowhere. Ain't no telling how much time that she took to self-reflect or anything like that. Probably go on the Kendra G show or the Ashley Dalton show probably 24, 48 hours after being let loose, But that's how they do. And it wouldn't be surprised.
She's not tired of playing second fiddle enough. She's not tired of being a peasant. And then these will be the same. See, the type of behaviors that these type of women engage in, because we're talking about women who willingly know the situation. So you know that this man has a wife and he's not going to leave you. But these are the same type of women that will open up their legs to a man, know that this man will, is not financially stable. He doesn't want children. He may already have children that he's not taking care of, or he is in a marriage and has children, and he's going to put his family before you and this baby. And then you're going to have a baby with this man and be upset because he didn't change because you had a baby with a man that already wasn't on nothing, that already was full of ish, that already told you and showed you what it was. But we always think we can change a man, that he's going to stop and he's going to be, a new person for us because of what we have between our legs, or because we might be doing a couple things. We talk a lot about pick-me's. This is a real pick-me, because you would sit up here and choose to still lay down, lay next to, cater to this type of man, and he is not reciprocating. He could not reciprocate anything of substance to you.
That is so true. And again, shout out to Miss Mona D. She's still firing on all cylinders. And I just want to piggyback on something that she mentioned about the pygmies. I think the more I think about this and reflect on it, and the more I listen to more videos, I think that term, I think what's happening, or at least what should be happening, is that, content creators like myself and Mona D and everybody else who talks about these things and rightly point out what it is, we need to start, shifting things and turning things around, because at this point, I'm convinced that the real pygmies are women like Mona D and other content creators who talk about these things, especially those who are married or, have situations and have, well, not situations per se. Basically, what I meant to say was those who are married, and even if they're not married, they have their stuff together and they're doing what's right. And shout out to all of the ladies who are women of substance and they're not participating in this foolishness. So like I said, the real pygmies are the ones who engage in this foolishness, and the women of substance are not pygmies. And I think we need to start putting that out there more and more when we talk about this. So women who engage in this foolishness, they're the pygmies. But women like Mona D and all other fellow content creators who talk about similar things, they're women of substance. It's a true difference here, y'all.
And here, I don't know why this is. So here, someone says, sad part, she don't care. And someone here says, God isn't going to send you another woman's husband. That's facts. And here someone says, all of you making it seem like Kitty was being funny or trying to hurt this woman's feelings, clearly out of it. Kitty was so passionate about this, she began to get teary-eyed, or maybe I was missing something. Ladies, you have to love yourself a lot more than you do to these men and anybody else. Advice: this woman is caught in a bad situation because she is imperfect, but the advice is badgering her for making a bad decision she's caught up in. Just advise her on how to get out. Now, damn, I don't, no, we're not going to do that.
And see, let me pause it right there. Now, see, I'm going to go in on this comment. Now, I initially did that on the video that I had earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and do this now. You see that comment right there from Tamabro, I think that's how you pronounce it. No, your advice is not good advice. And I'm going to break this down for a little bit. Okay. The woman is caught up in a bad situation because she's imperfect. Yes. Okay. Nobody is perfect. But again, she put herself in this situation. Nobody asked her to do that. She made a decision to go after a married man. And again, we have to come back to the man because he's not absolved of this. He made a decision as well, and okay, no, you should not have a side piece when you already have a wife at home. No, there's no justification for that. There's no justification if the, if the shoe was on the other foot, but no, she's caught up and she made a decision. She's grown, grown people going to do what they're going to do. So in this case, no, it's not just his fault 100%. No, it's 50-50 here. In this case, 50-50 is more than appropriate, you know. And the further go on with this comment, but the advice is badgering her for making a bad decision she's caught up in, as if it was his decision and his decision alone, like she didn't play no role in that, as if he pursued her. Get out of here with that. And no, Kitty was not badgering this lady. She was talking from a passionate standpoint because she's married. She knows what she's talking about. And she was also passionate because I can imagine that a large part of her is sick of the foolishness. You know, she's sick of it, but at the same time, she's going to tell it where it is, you know. And in this case, tell her what she need to hear, not what she want to hear. And a self-respecting woman like that, she's not going to co-sign this side chick foolishness, especially as a married woman. Come on now. So no, badgering, no. Told her what she need to hear, yes. Just advise her how to get out. I mean, yeah, she attempted to do that, I think, but no, she went about it the best way possible.
Women, if you care about another woman, you're not going to lie and pander to her and have to always approach things with kid gloves. It doesn't mean you have to be disrespectful to your fellow woman.
That's exactly what I said a few moments ago. No, 2024, we're not in the sugarcoating business,
but
we're not.
We have done that with each other for so long. It's time out for that. It is time out for that. For all of us that claim to care about women. And let me be clear too. I'm not going to sit up here and say that no women can have, positive and healthy relationships. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that as women, you can still be respectful yet stern and direct with your fellow sister to let her know, hey, I see what's going on. You shared these things with me. I've seen some changes in you. A friend of mine who would be in a positive, healthy relationship. I don't know if this is something that you should do. And also, she might even go as far to say, look, until you end things with this married man, I can't even deal with you. I don't want to because I don't support that. I don't support my single friend dealing with a married man. See, that's a real friend. She'll keep it 100 and keep it funky with you. And she don't have to be disrespectful. And then because once you give her the truth, you leave it alone. Because she's going to keep trying to come back and try to justify her behaviors. No, you don't have to justify anything. This is what you want to do. This is how you want to live your life. So be it. But I'm not going to sit here and listen to you deal with someone and be in a situation that you are a volunteer. And this woman right here who made this comment is acting as this is a child. She is not a child. She is an adult who is fully aware of her situation. And yes, I'm not saying that that situation or her decision will be easy for her because it's obvious that she cares about this man. However, the reality is that it is an unhealthy practice. Nothing good will come out of that. And even if it does, quote unquote, it will be very short-term opportunity to work on and address your needs, your areas of weakness. You're missing out on that time chasing behind a man. What do you guys think? You know, as a wife, I don't like to hear and or have these conversations, but the reality is that I have seen and we can hear it and we see it all day online. It's not healthy. It's not funny. It's not positive. And women, if we really cared about each other like we say we do, we're not going to involve ourselves with married men to begin with. We're just not going to do it. You're going to leave those men where they are. And if another woman decides to deal with him, so be it. But it won't be on you and your conscience. And you won't be sitting around wondering if and when this man is going to change, because he's not going to change. You're never going to be a priority. You will continue to be at the bottom rung of his life, continuing to get stepped on every step of the way until he's done with you and he's gone on to somebody else, or when he's just ready to be done and maybe he wants to get himself together and fix his life. But don't you ever think that's your responsibility, single women, to be the person that's going to come in and save a man in his marriage, because it's not going to end well for you. You're going to get your feelings hurt. And I don't know if you guys have been watching the news, but hey, wives aren't playing out here. There are some wives that have done some crazy things because they have caught their husbands in compromising positions.
That's true. We seeing it, y'all. We seeing it.
You know what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but unfortunately you can't choose the outcome all the time either. When you choose to voluntarily involve yourself with a married man who has no respect for you, you're giving all this time, attention, prioritizing of this man, but yet and still this man doesn't really care about you. He's not going to end things. He's not going to be honest He's not being honest with you, and he's definitely not being honest with his wife. So let me know what you guys think about this conversation.
All right, so again, had to cut it right there, but yeah, shout out to Mona D. That was a real good video, and I agree with just about everything that she said. You know, she fired on all cylinders doing her commentary, and I mean, you know, coming from a married woman's perspective, she knows what she's talking about. So the information that she presents, it is valuable. So again, shout out to her. And I just want to make a couple more points before I close this video without the technical difficulties, thank God. You know, 2024 and beyond, look, we're not going to justify foolishness. We're not going to justify ratchet behavior. We're not going to celebrate, you know, chaotic mess or anything like that. We're just not doing it, y'all. And we need to continue that going forward so that things can begin to change. Even if they are slow, we can make some changes. And then we're not in the sugarcoating business. Remember that. We're just not doing it. You know, no, we don't have to be nasty. We don't have to be disrespectful. But as adults, we owe it to one another to be upfront, to be honest, and tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So again, kill it with the sugarcoating business. We're not in that business. We're in the accountability business. And there I said we're in the discipline business, you know, and team discipline. Y'all know how we ride over here. So that's that. And then the last thing that I want to say is, fellas, y'all know we, for the most part, are not cool with being the side dude. You know, now there probably are some simps out there, you know, sad, insignificant man personified. There are some simps out there who probably revel in that. But for the most part, most self-respecting Black men or men of any other race, color, and creed are not going to allow themselves to be put in the side dude position. We're just not going to do that for obvious reasons. And also, even if we were, we're not going to get up in the audience and ask a panel, especially when that panel consists of people who are in meaningful relationships, marriages, etc. We're just not going to do that and risk looking silly, because usually in situations like this, when it comes to the man doing something crazy, yeah, he's going to get roasted from the women, but he's also going to catch it from the men too, you know. So it's no win here, you know, it's no winning here, you know. He's going to get it from both sides, and rightly so, you know. So that's how it is. So this side chick culture, we need to do away with that, just like the baby mama culture, the single mother culture, all that. We need to just do away with that and put it out to pasture and let it, you know, die with no chance, with no chances of being resuscitated at any point in the future. We got to continue to do better. And this level of foolishness here, you know, we are not going to continue to champion that, because foolishness, that's exactly what it is. And as a community, ladies and fellas, we got to do better than this. And hopefully we will. So with all that being said, if you like what you heard and you're ready to become part of Team Discipline, go ahead and hit that like button and drop some comments if you're feeling the content. And again, shout out to Mona D. Go ahead and follow that lady if you haven't done so already. Last but not least, hit that subscribe button along with the bell so you're notified when I drop new videos. And until next time, my people, take care of yourselves. And remember, we're not in the sugarcoating business. We're not justifying foolishness. And the power of the mind is always valuable. Take care, y'all.